everyone! It is day 1 of CSC Fancon. We are in the process of becoming idols and getting ready. Yeah. Sarah is much more finished than I am in terms of makeup, but that's okay because as you can see we're using the hallway mirror because the bathroom mirror is very dark. There's no lighting. Even this one is really dark actually.
Yeah, one of my eyes is gonna be like less makeup than the other because I've got like shadow on that side.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can't see what I'm doing on the dark side of my face, so I'm just gonna assume that it's okay.
Hope for the best.
Hope for the best, exactly.
You gotta remind yourself
brush for this too. Bloody hell.
Nobody's gonna be like 3 centimeters from my face.
Yeah, we're gonna be on stage. It's gonna be a solid 5 feet at least.
Yeah, I hope so. I went to this play once where the audience was sitting like on the stage and they were like all around the performers and we had to like stare into the performers' eyes and it's like I couldn't do this.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That's why you have to have a plant in the audience.
Like a person?
No, not like a house plant. I mean, yeah, a person that you know.
Because when you said that, I was like, a house
yeah, you're picturing. What kind of plant?
Literally.
What kind of plant were you picturing?
Like an indoor palm. The Shinra flower plant. Winterized. It's like, yeah, I gotta put on a cardigan too. But you're looking cute.
Are you ready?
I need shoes and...
You're supposed to answer your lady.
Oh, I'm a lady. I'm
Yes.
almost ready though.
You're almost lady.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what the hell? There's something bothering my eye.
No.
Ah, that's annoying.
Earlier.
Your eyeballs taking a lashing.
Yes. So underneath all of this is my costume. I'm winterized because heaven knows that I am going to be very cold.
We are both going to be very cold, I fear. I got pants though.
Yeah.
Yippee.
Yeah, you have pants.
Shiny pants.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look, it's the famous AnnieChie.
Holy crap, you got an upgrade.
This is Corey's doing. Okay, I can't.
That makes sense.
I'm trying to figure out how to use it though because.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
You went, oh, they put me on media? They put me on media.
Yes.
She's gonna be our filmer for everything.
Yes.
Yeah, like the
Hello,
chicken.
hello. Nerds gone what?
Mild.
Gone mild.
Not spicy. Vanilla AF.
Yes, yes, yes. Whee. Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Good, and you? Are you going to dance?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes, we are.
Estrella, friend.
Nice to meet you. Yes, and then that's Austin over there. Hello. I'm learning how to use equipment.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Let's take a pic. I can't smile. I can't really smile.
Anything
because I have this.
Glue to your face.
Yeah, glue it to my face.
Yes. Second to last.
We of course had to go practice, but unfortunately, due to the ambient noise, we couldn't really hear our music. So we got confused really quickly, and we had to actually kind of hold the phone up to our ears to be able to coordinate certain moves together. We did manage to go see some of the idol show. The idol show actually lasted for quite a while. It started at like 10:30, and I think it ended at like 1 p.m. So that's a pretty long and comprehensive dance show. While we were enjoying the idol show, we got to see a number of friends pass by. The first one that stopped by was Miss Messy Mia and Quincy Knows after finishing Miss Messy Mia's NCC judging. She was one of the first people, actually the first person to get judged. So that was fun. Of course, as soon as Happy Party Train came on, Aerayuna and I had to dance it, of course. It's been a while since we've, like, learned it. Like, at least 2 years since I learned it. So I was a little rusty, at the very least. We didn't watch the whole show because, you know, we had friends that we wanted to hang out with. Especially friends that we hadn't seen in a while, since at least last summer. So it was nice to catch up a little bit with people and kind of just vibe in cosplay together. Attending events like these are really nice to see people, especially people who live long distance from you, who are not in the same area as you at all. Like, it was really nice to see all the Toronto people, and heck, it was even nice to just see the Ottawa people, because we don't see each other often either. Aerayuna and I, obviously, we tended to pay more attention to the Love Live dances, because that is our jam. But eventually, it was time for us to perform, and we performed some Idolmaster, which was a first for Sunrise, I believe. But yeah, so Aerayuna and I both love Idolmaster, and we felt that this was the right time to show some love to this iconic series. And we had a lot of fun performing. It was great. And after all of the performances were done, everyone was asked to come up and grab a group photo together.
Huge! Oh my goodness! So many details. So cool. Handler, so
Makes sense.
but basically, like,
But you can't come closer because you're like gonna crash into me with.
somebody take my water bottle, I will get dark. So
Oh no! I'm gonna get flipped over.
Always things to fix.
So I actually don't know what this cosplay is. Like, could you?
Miku.
Oh, okay, it is a Miku.
It is a Miku.
But like Miku from, is it from a game or is it from fan art? Or?
It's from a figure contest.
Okay.
Each year for the Miku Expo, they hold a contest,
Yes.
and from all of the drawing people make, the fan votes for their favorite ones, and then that one they turn into a figure. And in 2023, it was this one.
Yes. Yeah. It's got a really unique look to it.
Yes. As soon as I saw it, I was like, tutu! I've always wanted to do a Miku, but I hate long
That's
wigs.
true.
And I saw
this one has.
I was like, no long wig, Miku?
Yes.
And like these like
That's
colors
true.
also are like super.
And that's why I didn't think Miku at first, because hairstyle is so different.
Yeah.
You know what I think of when I see this at first, and you're probably gonna laugh. I'm like, if it's raining, your feet will stay dry, but you'll collect rain in the
Well,
edges.
I mean, it's snowing outside right now, so it's gonna be all sprinkled with snow if you go outside.
Yes. But my feet are gonna be
Yep.
dry.
Exactly.
Yay, those shoes are so cute. Did you just find shoes that work?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Because for the drawing, she has like ballerina shoes.
Yeah.
But not doing this.
Well, yeah, especially if you're not trained in point.
I trained a little bit, but not enough to like
To be able to do.
to stay a full day in them and do a skit on stage and stuff like this.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just found these cute shoes, and yeah, I was pretty happy with the shape they had and stuff like this.
Nice.
I went through.
Nice. So, hello everyone. I'm here with Miss Messy Mia.
Hi.
You are going to be opening the show, correct?
I know.
So, how do you feel about that?
Yay. I'm fine. It's fine. It's in the moment when I got told that I had to start the show, there was two great sadness. First great sadness is I have to open the show. Second great sadness is I had to be the first in judging. So it was like, okay, you need to be here at 10:15, you know,
Already?
like 6 hours before the show.
Yeah.
To be able to do your judging. So it was, frankly, that was more my disappointment than having to be the first on stage. I'm looking at the positive outline of all of that. I get to do my skit, not worry anymore and actually watch the show.
Exactly.
Because like, it is one of the great sadness of being at the later end of the show is it's hard to really enjoy the other performers.
Yeah, because you're stressing yourself.
You're stressing yourself. Depending on lineups, like there is a portion of the show where you literally just have to stand and wait for the cues.
Yeah.
Like masquerades, it's like, sure, you can watch some of the beginning in the green room, but once you hit a certain point, it's like, well, you're in line, ready to go. That's it, that's all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're opening the show.
Yeah.
How was judging? Because you said that you were the
Judging was
first to get judged.
Yes, judging
So-
was really good. I got told to take a breath because I'm used to doing masquerades where I have a minute or two for pre-judging, so having 10 minutes is both a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's been
Just-
a while since you've had that kind of competition.
Really, it's
Yeah.
been a very long time because the last time I've done something like this is WCS back in the ye old days of 2014.
Yeah.
And yes, we had 10 minutes back then, but also it being a two-person team, that means, you know, you can basically
have to
get
split it.
You basically have 5 minutes each. It's like you have 10 minutes alone, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, let me get everything out, all the things I've done. I was really happy that they had a little bit of time to look at the build book digitally in advance, so they were like, oh, we already have a few spots that they were like, oh, I want to see the ears, because I remember seeing the versions of the ears you did, because I had a previous version of the ears that were fine, but I was not happy with, so I changed them, and they're very cute now.
They are very cute.
Thank you.
They are very cute. Yes.
Yes.
So what was the most challenging part of this costume?
I would say it was a lot of the like rigging on a lot of things. For instance, on this costume, the first time I made it, I made a first bodice that was meant to be worn on top of a corset, and I had two issues with it. First, the draping was not very good on it because I wanted a lot of pleating effects
Yes.
all over the torso instead of just having a piece of fabric flat on top. But there was two issues with my old bodice, being the draping was not executed correctly, so it looked very sloppy, and two, the dye on it, because I dyed all of the fabric
Yes,
on this,
you did.
oxidized and no longer matched any of the other fabric. So I had to re-dye fabric, and in remaking the bodice, because it no longer matched the rest of the costume in color, I realized, hey, this cape has a bunch of flowers and it's very heavy. And if I do not have a very structured undergarment, it's going to pull everything down.
Oh no!
And I would like to not show those assets to the world.
No. No.
And in such, I was like, okay, let's take that opportunity, make an actual structured corset, do all the draping on top, and then be able to rig the cape into the corset, so it actually goes like underneath my chest and is tucked into the corset, so it has all the structure it needs to be safe and secure.
Nice.
So a lot of it's been the rigging. It's like the making sure that all the things are layering on top of each other properly and are solid, because I've been like, as I have hoof shoes, I'm just like, okay, I need to not worry about my movements, and like, I'm happy to do a little jaunt for you, but like, it's been surprisingly easy to walk in them, but it's still a, hey, these are tights attached to the shoes, I have to wear the entire thing together. If I swap out, it's a process. It's not difficult to get out, but it's a process.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a case of like I have little mushrooms on it.
They're very cute.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. I found a tutorial online of somebody who did light up mushrooms out of polymer clay, so I used that as a base for how I made these little ones. Fun fact, when you're working with polymer clay, you don't actually need to bake it all at once.
Okay.
So instead you can bake it by steps and be able to slowly build up the overall sculpture. So you can build the first part so that it has the right shape, bake it a little bit so it sets and won't shift anymore, and then add the additional details on top. So it was a lot easier to do it that way versus trying to sculpt it all in one shot. Because I find that polymer clay, because it's a clay, if you try to put it down, then there's a flat side, and it's like, doing it that way, it was a lot easier to build up everything. The only thing you have to be a little careful of is not over baking.
Yeah.
And I found putting it at slightly lower temperatures and doing several sessions worked really well.
Nice.
But yeah, it was one of those like lots of different little details, little techniques. I did embroidery flowers and things.
Yes.
So it was just integrating little techniques all over the place when I could.
Yes. So what is your favorite part?
Sadly, my favorite part is not here, but I will tell you about my second favorite part, because my favorite part is my staff. My staff is currently tucked away, safe, so that nothing breaks. It was something I 3D modeled actually 3 years ago, and I have been putting that file online for the last 3 years, and now I actually get to use it for myself in a competition, which is very exciting.
Yes.
So it is probably my favorite part. But I really love the corset and like all of the draping work that I've done, the pleating. I don't know the proper terminology again for this type of like, some people call it molding, some people call it draping or pleating, or I transparently don't know the exact name of the technique, but it's basically a full structured corset with a bunch of chiffon put on top, all draped and hand sewn, and it was long, and it's the entire corset, including everything underneath.
Nice.
So that is probably my second favorite part.
Yes. Thank you so much for talking to me.
It's a pleasure, always.
Yes. And let's get a final shot of you if you want to spin around.
Of course.
Yay.
But yes.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
Good. Would you like to introduce yourself to the camera?
Hi, I'm Lulu Alamode. I've been cosplaying for 14 years, and this is my first ever NCC. Well, it's everyone's first ever NCC, and I'm wishing everyone the best of luck.
Yes. I am sure it's going to be an amazing show. Like just looking at the lineup of all the cosplayers, the amount of skill and expertise and variety.
Everyone looks so good.
I cannot wait to see everyone.
Yeah, I was joking with Eva backstage, and it's either like dark like my soul or glitter.
Yes.
Like there's no cosplay.
There's no in between.
And it's like it's fantastic, and I'm just like really excited for us as like, and you know this, we don't get many opportunities to be like, we are Canada.
Yeah.
We're normally North America, so I'm just so excited that we're gonna have another Team Canada opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
So like,
Yay! So, some questions for you specifically. Whereabouts in the running are you in terms of the show? Like beginning, middle, end?
I am the third person on stage.
Okay, how are you feeling about being one of the first people to open the show, but not quite the first person?
I'm a little nervous, I will not lie, but I kind of prefer to get it out over the way.
Yeah.
I think I have been last many times, and it's so heart-wrenching to be like seeing all these amazing people, and then you're like, sometimes you get into your head. So I'd prefer to just get it done and over with. So I'm pretty excited, and I'm really excited for everyone to see what I brought and like get to see all the glitter, and it's gonna be a great time.
Yes, excellent. So how long did it take you to make your costume?
It was mostly the cape that took the longest, so maybe like 6 months. But I worked on it really slowly because
Yeah, you want to make sure it's well done.
I want to have really nice craftsmanship as well as a really great performance.
Yeah.
So it took me a little longer, but yeah, probably about 6 months.
Nice, excellent. And what's your favorite part about the costume?
I like all the glitter. My favorite part will spoil the performance.
Oh, okay.
So
No spoilers.
No spoilers allowed. But like my second favorite part is like I just love all the glitter and like what I was able to learn. I learned how to English smock.
Nice.
And I learned how to American smock as well. So like I'm so proud of like what I was able to learn while working on the cape and hat. And I got to work more on my beading as well, which I'm really excited for. So it was just a great opportunity just to try out some new skills and do some really cool things.
Yeah.
And like it was just a fun time.
Yeah. You look like you have a lot of different fabrics that you've used.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the fabrics that you were using. Yeah.
So this one here is a rayon that has been based in woven fusible interfacing so that it doesn't warp.
Nice.
This one under here is a taffeta. This one is a glitter double knit.
Nice.
This one is a glitter, like I think it's some kind of spandex. They didn't quite say when I bought it.
Okay.
These are woven stars. They were part of like this crazy star trim that I was going to use, but then it didn't fit, so I wanted to have them on the cape.
So then you just cut them off. And
I cut them all off, and then I just hand sewed them on, and they give like a nice like magician vibe, which I really love. And then all of this is vinyl. So I printed it all off and made my own print, and then the whole back cape is taffeta.
Nice.
So it gives this lovely kind of weird shape, but it also builds some size. I'm such a small person. I wanted to make sure that everyone could see me. So I sort of like built the hair really big and built the cape really big.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that people will be able to see me.
You're magnificent.
has come undone again.
Oh my goodness! Oh no! My secret! Ah! There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh yes, and there's magnets, so the whole thing closes with magnets.
Yes. Nice. Well, thank you so much for talking with me. I'm really excited to see what your show is going to be.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I will be cheering for you. I forgot my light sticks, but I will be cheering for you.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Once I find my love.
Finally, it was time for the NCC contestants to line up backstage to prepare for the show. Tensions were high at this point, but there was also a lot of excitement and a lot of energy backstage. Shauna came over to say hi before she had to go do some stage ninja stuff for Iveda's cosplay. Can you tell we got close during our Japan travels together? But yeah, it was really, really nice to see all of the cosplayers at this point, because I had not actually seen all of the competitors yet. I had seen quite a few of them coming in and out, but because I was involved in the Idol showcase in the morning, I didn't actually get to see all of the competitors. So it was really cool to get to kind of see them all in the backstage area before getting to see their performances. Of course, I had to go over to give some gambattes to Eveni, member of Sunrise. You know, we support each other. I had quite a few friends actually participating in the NCC this year, so it was also really nice to be able to be backstage, to be able to see them and kind of wish them well. So I'd like to thank CSC Fancon for allowing me to be backstage, to be able to kind of document this event, this momentous event, because this is the first Nordic Cosplay Championship preliminary happening in Canada. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to CSC Fancon for allowing me to cover the backstage of this competition. Then the judges were announced, and of course my good friend AnnieChie Designs was announced, and then we also have Nerds Gone Mild announced, and then my camera stopped recording for some reason. I think it was because we unplugged the gimbal. So I don't have footage of the other judges, Eli and Austin, but I'm going to introduce them anyway. So here is Eli. Yay! And then here is Austin. Yay! All right, moving on now. This is the first time that we have an NCC qualifier here in Canada. So let's talk a little bit more about what NCC is. So NCC stands for the Nordic Cosplay Championship. It was started in 2014 with the countries Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden coming together to try to create the best cosplay show ever. The actual event is hosted by Narcon in Sweden, and currently there are 12 countries that compete. Estonia, France, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Spain, the USA, and in addition, of course, the founding teams as well. There are 2 observer teams expected for next year, where Canada is one of them, and then the Netherlands is also one of them, with Belgium expected to be an observer nation in 2026. So this is an international cosplay competition, and the rules is kind of similar to how the World Cosplay Summit works. There are basically different categories where you can attain points. The first one is craftsmanship, where you can accumulate 10 points in total. Craftsmanship is obviously judged before the show, and you look at how the costume was made, how it fits the person, how well the person can move in it, the finishings, the details, the techniques, all of that together. Then you have the performance aspect. So the performance is also marked out of 10 points, and that is the stage show. That's what everyone sees, essentially. So performers are judged on how well they move on stage, how well they use the stage, as well as the intensity of their performance piece. And finally, there is the likeness category, which has 5 points in total. And this is how the person kind of embodies their character. Does the spirit of their character shine through? And that's it. So the total amount of points that a person can accumulate is 25 points. And the winner is obviously chosen based off of the highest number of points accumulated in all 3 categories. The NCC is a solo competition, but you can have somebody help you on stage, as you've probably seen with some of the performances. The intermission was hosted by a cosplay dance group named Royale 6, as they allowed the judges to deliberate for a final decision. Finally, it was time for the awards ceremony. So the MC came on and introduced each cosplayer once again in the running order of the show. He introduced them one at a time to allow them to come on stage and kind of have that final hurrah in front of the crowd so that the crowd could cheer for them each individually before any announcements would be made. Everyone did an incredible job. It was actually a really good show, and I am really excited to show you guys the full show. You're gonna have to keep an eye out on my channel for that though, because that will be another video in the making coming real soon. Once all of the competitors were up on stage, he called up the organizers of the show, and we actually had a special guest. We had Sam from Sweden, one of the organizers of the official show, come on, and I was kind of surprised by this. I don't remember having seen him in the backstage, so that was surprising to me. Then, of course, he started calling up all the judges who had the prizes in their hands, and at this point, the energy started to pick up, and the tension started to pick up.
And the judges here today, oh man, the decision hasn't been easy. So many great cosplayers, great performances, but there can only be one. Are you ready?
Okay, I know you guys probably already know the results, but for posterity's sake, I want to have the results as part of my official NCC full video. So stick around for that video. That should be coming soon. And then it was day 2 of CSC Fancon. I totally forgot to film a little introduction to this, but here we are. It's day 2 of CSC Fancon. Day 2 of CSC Fancon was a little bit more chill in the fact that I didn't have to worry about performing on stage that day, which, I love performing. But it also brings a little bit of nervousness to the day. I had a photo shoot planned with Mae-Gwyn at one of the sets that were provided by CSC Fancon. There were 4 sets in total. The one that I used was the medieval tavern type set, but there were other really beautiful sets. You probably saw Annie using the heavenly set before. There was also a water vibe set, and then there was a traditional Japanese set. During my photo shoot, Corey was able to sneak a little bit of the panel that was happening on the big stage, which was a panel of all of the cosplay guests just talking about cosplay stuff. And then suddenly it was time for us to go to our panel, because Annie and I were giving a panel about YouTube stuff.
Work half the year at Aerayuna Village in Ontario as a historical costumer, and when that's closed, I work on YouTube cosplay content mostly full-time. Hello, my name is Mae-Gwyn Cosplay. I'm a cosplayer from a small town in Quebec near Montreal. I am a teacher, but I do like to occasionally make YouTube content as well. I don't get to make it often as because I'm working full-time during the school year. Yeah.
As you may have noticed, we didn't have any slides, and that was because we were told that we were able to have a USB key, But when we got to the actual place, the remote for the TV had been misplaced, so we didn't have any visuals, so we just improvised, as we do. Unfortunately, due to a scheduling change last minute, we missed the masquerade, but we were able to make it for the masquerade awards. So, from what I understand about this cosplay competition, this was kind of more of a craftsmanship competition, from what I understand. Now, I didn't get to see the actual show, but I think it was one of those shows where it was like a, you know, you do a walk-on, you kind of act in character a little bit, and then you go off the stage type thing. Because it happened very quickly, in the short span of like a half an hour, from what I understand. This show had a couple of different awards. They had awards that were Judges' Choice Awards, but then they also had awards that were specific to certain skills, like needlework or foam work. And then they had awards that were the best in class type thing. So they had the best in novice, they had the best in journeyman, and they had the best in master, and then they had the best overall, which is best in show. I was super excited to hear a couple of my friends get awards. Shout out to Strange Crow for getting a Judge's Choice Award, and a huge shout out to my friend Bandit Spurs, who was coming out of 5 years of not competing at all in competitions. She enters her first competition in 5 years, and she comes out in Best Master. Congratulations, I am so happy for you. I like blew the microphone out of my phone, or rather my camera, when I heard the name, and I was screaming, and I was so happy. But yeah, and the best in show, holy mackerel, they made their own fabric. Crazy, that is insane to me. But yeah, so that basically concluded my CSC Fancon. After that, I had to kind of hit the road because, you know, driving to Montreal is a long process. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, make sure to give this a like and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.